Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Paul Michael White.
What am I good at? I want to chase my passion. I don't care about the pension, but I'm a little bit uncertain. The word inspire comes from in spirit, which means within. If you look without, you end up without. How many of you have ever associated or worked for people who like to push your buttons, keep you down, bully you? Hands up. Come on, be honest. So pretty much nobody. I can now go home. Session over. See, there was a story in the family, and I had to ask the skipper, this is later in life now. We're still driving, but now I'm driving, the chauffeur. He's 80 years old, so he's in the passenger side. We're driving to Argentia, where he used to work. And this is where the story happened. I'll call this little situation YMS. Not PMS. YMS. Yes Man Syndrome. Yes Man Syndrome. And there was the story of the yes man, and I heard the family talk about it, so I had to ask him. I wanted it from the horse's mouth. And so I said, Poppy Bruce, tell me the yes man story. And so he did. He was a civilian when he retired from fishing, moved from Long Harbor to Jersey Side, and had a family. My mother was one of his daughters. And so he went to work at Argentia. His trade now was plumbing, pipe fitting. Left school age 8. Self-taught, got the necessary requirements, and was now into plumbing and pipe fitting. But in Argentia on the projects, all the men always wanted him to be foreman because he could deal with not only the project, but he could deal with the management. There were no unions then. He could deal with the people, understood the big picture, wisdom from his father on the high seas. And so, as was required, civilians had to be checked every day, going in and out at the gate in Argentia. If anybody's been there, playing the slot machines maybe back in the day, gambling. But there was a security check, and every day, in and out, you had to be stopped. Sometimes they checked you, sometimes they didn't. On this particular day, the security officer, a little bit arrogant, stopped him. Checked the trunk, no booze. You know, my grandfather never took nothing off the base. So he stopped, and he asked him to roll down the window, and he looked in at him. What you got in your pocket there, Mac? And my grandfather gathered his thoughts and said, my name is not Mac, my name is Mike. And what's in my pocket is mine. Case closed. And Skipper told me after, he said, yeah, most people, you know, they do, here's what's in my pocket. Right? Feeling a little threatened, not knowing their rights. Security officer there from the United States, you know, got to show them what's on the go. No, what's in your pocket is yours. So in the weeks to follow now, he's getting harassed. And finally, enough's enough. So he goes through the proper channels, finally gets to the commander or the captain of the U.S. Naval Base in Argentia and tells him the story. It's like, this got to stop. They're giving me a hard time at the gate. Here's the deal. Either this stops or I'm putting everything on the line and going to Washington, D.C., to the president's office to have this matter solved. Anyway, the captain solved the matter, and there was never an issue. A follow-up to the story, I'm speaking in Placentia last fall, and a lady comes up after and says, I knew your grandfather, great man, we miss him. She goes, you know, Mike Bruce never, ever, ever got stopped at the gate in Argentia. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, honey, if you only knew the story. And sometimes you got to pick the battles. Pick your battles. We've heard that before. And fight the good fight of faith with the people who are trying to knock you down and jam it in you. The bullies at work, in your environment. And we've all seen them. And we've probably been influenced by them. So, yes, man. And Skipper would say, no, man. Know your rights, stand up, and speak out. Know your rights, stand up, and speak out. We live in a free society, not communist country like Cuba or somewhere in the Middle East where you do what they say. And November 11th, we celebrate. Right? Our forefathers fought the good fight of faith so we could enjoy this freedom. And in Skipper's words, now it's time to live it, to walk the talk in your day-to-day lives, work, job, activity, gym. Don't let anybody put you down. You have rights.